Hi, Tom. Nice to
Hi,
talk to you today.
hi, Alexandra. Thanks for joining me wherever in the world
Absolutely.
you are.
I'm in Canada.
Oh, yay.
This is such an entertaining film. I was laughing like throughout it. How
Oh,
did you come
good.
up with the story for Boss Baby Family Business?
Um, well, we didn't know we were going to make a sequel, and they had already started a TV series based off the adventures of them as young kids, and so I was getting together with our writer Michael McCullers and just thinking, well, we ended the movie with them as adults, and Tim was telling his daughter about how he and his brother made amends, and thought, let's just pick it up 25 years later because it'd be fun to know how they grew up and what happened, and just started kicking around an idea kind of based on my brothers and my story of, you know, uh, my brother was a stay-at-home dad, and my brother taught me how to make films, and I came to basically Hollywood to pursue that career. And I always thought my brother was his success because he raised a really beautiful family and has young sons. And I was so career oriented that I never had a chance to have a family, but I got to make movies. And so we were always slightly envious of each other in a way. And I just thought it'd be interesting if the two brothers grew up and grew apart. And I think we hit on a premise of, well, if BabyCore has this super duper concentrated formula, it'd be fun to take these two grown men and turn them back into children again. And they have to relive their childhood to be better adults. And in Tim's case, to be a better father, and in Boss Baby's case, to be a better brother. And so you start with that kind of premise, and then we knew it was going to be a broad comedy. So, we got Amy Sedaris to play the new Boss Baby, and Jeff Goldblum and James Marsden, and we kind of brought a bunch of new characters into the mix as well.
The pony is hilarious
Precious, yeah, that was fun to play with.
because, if you know ponies and horses, you know that ponies are usually very naughty. They have a reputation for being very mischievous. Did you have any experience with ponies or horses in real life?
Yeah, I had a childhood friend, and he had a Shetland pony, and we would ride around our little rural town on this little pony, and it was the grumpiest horse ever, and it would tend to usually kick you off. You just never knew what you were going to expect. But we just thought, oh, it'd be great because at the end of the first movie, Boss Baby threw some money at Tabitha and said, "Go get yourself a horse." And we thought, oh, we got to have a horse. And so we just thought, oh, this pony who would hate Tim and love Boss Baby and Tabitha would be fun because the pony became a barometer to how Tim is doing as a parent. So there's a little story arc with the horse, but we just thought it's always fun to have broad physical comedy, and Precious really provided that, especially when they have to race across town to get to school on time.
I was laughing so hard during that whole thing and all her expressions and everything. Just hilarious. I was wondering for the characters, Tim and Tabitha, did you look for actors who could sing?
Yeah, that was we knew. I remember with Hans early on, and we knew we wanted to have a couple musical numbers, particularly in this holiday pageant and this special fantasy sequence. So when we casted Tim, we wanted Tim to be able to sing, and James Marsden is fantastic at singing and comedy, and he was, when we cast these films, we listened to their voices. Kind of close your eyes and listen to like uh, against Alec Baldwin. James Marsden was a great fit, and then with young Tabitha, we wanted a real authentic voice of a 7-year-old girl, and who could also sing as well. And Ariana Greenblatt is a fantastic actor, and people might know her as Baby Gamora in the Avengers movies. But from her first audition, we knew that we'd hit gold with her. And then with the singing, we actually, we're going to write an original, and then the idea of Sing Out came up, and we had Jacob Collier, a young musician, arrange the song for us, and both Ariana and James were really excited to sing it, and they did a fantastic job. And then once we did the song, then we put all the visuals to it, which hopefully for us was our kind of magical moment in the movie.
It actually was. It really was. I just had goosebumps when she was singing and all those musical notes started to appear. It was
Oh, good,
wonderful.
good. Yeah. We wanted to do something very special with that song.
Now, in the film, Tim reconnects with some of his old toys when he goes up to the attic, and there's also a scene where you see Rock'em Sock'em robots. Were these some of your favorite toys from childhood, or if not, what were your favorite toys from when you were a kid?
Yeah, I mean, it was there's a nostalgia to these movies, you know. And the first movie was a celebration of before computers and cell phones that kids use their imagination. And the toys we grew up with, for me, in the '70s, were iconic to that generation. And because it's a child's imagination, in the first movie we had a scene which was really fun, where the whole movie is laid out in toys. If you watch the first movie, in the first camera shot, it goes through Tim's bedroom, and the whole movie is laid out. And so we did a little bit of that in the attic. And so the Rock'em Sock'em Robots is really kind of a nod to later on in the movie. I don't want to spoil it, but there's a little nod to the Rock'em Sock'em Robots and that sort of thing. And, you know, we went out to these toy companies and we said, you know, this is such a part of, you know, parents' memory as a childhood. Can we use some of these toys? And all the toy companies were really gracious and let us use them, because there's something that harkens back to everyone's childhood when they see those toys.
What's your method for directing actors when they have only their voices to express themselves?
My job after all these years is um, is really giving them the context of where they are. You know, whether you're being chased by, you know, 100 baby ninjas, or you're very intimate scene. But in working with actors, it's really being a reading partner or scene partner for them, and let them find the character and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of experimentation. It's like workshopping a play. And, you know, like, I think you let the actors play. You know, you don't come in and say you're angry or you're sad or you're happy. You just read it with them. And then eventually they're such great actors, all of them, that their characters kind of percolate to the surface. And, you know, we encourage them to go off script and find their own words for some of the lines and that sort of thing. And so it's a lot of playing and experimenting. And at the end of the day, you know, 2 years of recording gets boiled down to, you know, the scenes that we cut in editorial.
How long does it take from start to finish for the entire project?
Usually an animated movie, this one was 3.5 years, which is relatively fast. And then production is about 2 years, you know. So over the course of 3 years, you know, you record Alec Baldwin 1 month, and he might have an ad lib line, and then I'll record James Marsden a month later, and then he'll have a response to Alec's improv line, and then we keep workshopping the scene until we get the best scene possible. My job is not to laugh in the room because they're very hilarious, and I'm reading with them, and I have to cover my mouth not to blow the take, you know.
And finally, do you have another project in mind to work on next?
Yeah, there's a couple things, not that I can discuss right now. I think it would be an original project, and I love working with DreamWorks. They have a great development project, but, you know, after 20 years of working with, you know, the same crew on from Madagascar to Megamind to Boss Baby, you just become this family, and I love working with this family. So excited for the next project. Not sure when it'll be announced, but hopefully soon.
I'll keep my ears open. Thank you so much for chatting with me today. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much.